Hello, hello everyone. I'm audible. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
So in today's class, we will see what is meant by constructor. Okay. So screen is visible, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today we will see what is meant by constructor. Okay. So first we will see go on the theory. So here, the constructor is a block having same name as that of a class name. Before that we saw the method. Right? Before that we saw the many methods. Like we will saw. I mean, we have added parameter inside that also. and we already saw what is meant by return type and all also, right? Today we will see the constructor. Constructor is like a methods only, but it have some specification. Okay, we will see what is the differentiate between the constructor and the method. Constructor is a block of method or a similar method having same name as that of a class name. So we will try to create same like that. We have to create a method. Constructor is method. No, simply we will come here and we will see here. We will try to create a method. Simply I will write here public void, and we have to give the method name as a class name. So what is our class name? See, constructor is block similar to method having same name as that of a class name. So we have to give the same name. We have to give method name as a class name. So what is the name of our class? That is the test. So simply we'll come here and we will write here test. Okay, and we have to create a method means I have to write here the parenthesis, right? This is a, so can we call this as a constructor? Can you call this as a constructor? Anyone? See here, what is meant by constructor? Constructor is a block having same name as that of a class name. So can we call this as a constructor? Can we call this as a constructor? Hello, audible?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So can we call this a constructor? So many people are saying yes, but no, we cannot call this as a constructor because there is a one twist. So which is that twist? Constructor does not having any return type, not even void also. So what we need to do if we want to create a constructor, simple we have it is same like a method, just like a method we have to give, but we have to give the same name as a class name. Okay, but we have to give the same name as a class name. So which is our class name here? Test. Simply we have to give the same name as a class name, but constructor don't have any return type, and which is the return type here? That is the void. So we have to remove that. We have to remove that return type. Now it is called as a constructor or not? Now this time, it is a constructor or not? Any guess? It is a constructor or not? See here, I have created the method with the same name as a class name, and it does not have any return type. So can we call this time as a constructor or not? Yes. Yes, this time we can call this as a constructor. Simply I will write here system.out, and if you want to print anything, so we will write simple system.out.println, right? And here I am writing simply hello. Okay, simply I am writing here the hello. After that, what we will do, simply will come here, and if you want to execute this one, okay, in method also we saw that if you want to execute this one, what we need to do when it will be executed, how to call the method?
Create an application.
By creating object. So simply we'll come here, we will write here main method. Okay, main. Okay. After that, what we will do, simply we have to create an object. So how we will create an object? Please guide me. How we will create an object?
Class name,
Class name. Then
object name,
object name.
new operator
Yes, I am
is
writing
equals
here.
to
New keyword new name as a new
class.
right. If I write like that, now what we need to do? Simply we have to call that. No, how we will call that? That is the object dot test. We will write here like that. Can we write like that? And this time it will be print hello or not? This time it will print hello or not?
No, sir. Not.
No, right? Because it having the error. We are calling object dot test, so it is giving the error. But if I remove this one, now what will be the output? What will be the output now? Hello? It will print hello. Print hello or not?
Yes, yes.
Yes, it will print. If I run this one, see. So hello is printing. Why hello is printing? So firstly, here we have created a constructor, not a normal method. Normal method we can call with the help of object. We can write object dot that method name, right? But we can create a constructor like that, like access modifier and then the class name. Constructor is nothing but the method, same like a method, it having the same name as a class name, and it does not having any return type. And how to call the constructor? Whenever you create a object with the new keyword, that time our constructor will call directly. Okay, that time our constructor will call directly. If you create an object, that time our constructor will create a constructor will call directly. Suppose, see, one more time I'm creating the object. See, new test. Okay, I'm writing here. Yeah, I have created another object here, that is the object one. This is our first object, this is this object, this is the object, and this is our another object, that is the object one. Now how much time it will print the hello? What will be the output we will get?
Four times.
Two times, right?
Four times. Hello will be.
See here, if I run this one, so hello and hello is printing on the console. Why? Because we have created the object two times. And when constructor is called, when we will create the object with the new keyword, that time our constructor will call automatically. Okay, when we will create an object with the new keyword, that time our constructor will call automatically. Okay, so how to call the constructor? So by creating a object, our constructor will call. Okay, now we will move to the some theory part. Again, we will come. So constructor is block of code having same name as a class name, right? So which is the class name here? That is test. Right? We have created the method which have same name as a class name, and it does not have any return type. That is only called as the constructor. Okay. After that, only four modifiers are applicable for the constructor. That is the public, private, protected, and default. Okay, static synchronized we cannot able to use with the constructor. We can only use public, private, protected, and the default. Okay, after that, here constructor executes automatically when we create an object. Just now we saw that when we create an object, that time our constructor will call directly, right? Our constructor will call automatically. We no need to call the constructor again. Means if we create a method, how to call that method? Simply we have to create an object, and with the help of object dot that method name we have to write. After that method will call. But how to call the constructor? Simply if we create an object, that time our constructor will call automatically. Right? That is the difference between method and the constructor. Okay. After that, here what is the use of the constructor? This is the main thing. Okay, why we are using the constructor? To initialize an object, we are creating the constructor. Okay, to initializing the object, we are creating the constructor. Okay, initializing an object means initializing any values to the object. If you are not creating the constructor and all, what it will do? It will print only the default value. If any variables or anything is there, so it will print only the default values. With the help of constructor, we can initialize the values to the object. Okay, we can initialize an object, not to create an object. Okay, after that, here there are many types of constructor we have. There is the three types of constructor we have. Sorry. So first one is the default constructor that is created by the compiler. Another one is the no argument constructor that is created by the programmer. Programmer means who? Is the us, right? So no argument constructor. After that is the parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor is also created by the programmer. So there is a three type of constructor we have. There is a default constructor or no argument constructor. After that, no argument constructor we have, that is created by the programmer. After that, parameterized constructor created by the programmer. There are three types of constructor we have. Okay, and all the three types are easy only. Okay, if you know the methods, before that we saw the method. No, it is same like that method only. Just we have to remember that how the things are going. Okay, so first one is the default constructor. We will see after that. First we will see the another two types. There is no argument constructor and the parameterized constructor. After that, we will see the default constructor. Okay, and remember that default constructor is created by the compiler, and no argument constructor as well as the parameterized constructor is created by the programmer, means by ourselves. Okay, so firstly we will try to create a first type of programmer, that is a no argument constructor. So how we will create a no argument constructor? constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. And how to create a constructor? Simply we will try to create again. Okay, so how to create a constructor? First we have to write the access modifier, and then we have to write the name. So here we have to write the name, or suppose I am creating a constructor like that. Okay, uh, okay. So can we call this as a constructor?
No, sir.
No, right? Why we are not calling this as a constructor?
Because there is a return type. Sorry,
Because
void.
it having the return type. If you have to create a constructor does not having any return type. Now can we call this as a constructor? Can we call this as a constructor? Yes, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right? This is the constructor. And constructor is a special type of method, or we can say that this is a same as a method which having the same name as a class name. Okay, which having the same name as a class name. And we have three type of constructor: that is default constructor, parameterize, and the no argument. So what is meant by no argument? The constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. See, this constructor we have created, it have any parameter or not? This constructor having any parameter or not? No, right? So
No, sir. No.
which type of constructor is this? Is the no argument constructor. Okay, constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. So simply I will write here system.out, and here I am writing no argument constructor. Okay, no argument constructor I am writing here. And how to call the constructor? How to call the constructor?
Create an
By creating an object. If you create an object, that time our constructor will call direct. So, right now, if I run this one, so what will be the output? We will get what will be the output if I run this? No argument constructor. See, if I run this one, no argument constructor will be print on the console. Okay? So the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Now another type we have, that is the parameterized constructor. This is also created by the programmer. So we will see what is meant by parameterized constructor. Suppose I have created the another constructor like public void. Oh, sorry, constructor does not having any return type. No, so I am writing here like that. Okay, and suppose this time I have added here the parameter. Okay, this time I have added here the parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. The constructor which having the parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. And the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Suppose I am writing here system.out again, and here I am writing parameterized constructor. Okay, simply I'm writing here parameterized constructor, and this is called as the no argument constructor. So we always remember that if you see the constructor and which having any parameter 1, 2, or 3, we can add number of parameter here. Oh, no, there is a no limit and all. Okay, you can add one parameter, two parameter, or three parameter. You can add any number of parameter here. Okay, if you see the constructor which having one parameter, two parameter, or three parameter, or number of parameter also, that is called as the parameterized constructor. The constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. And how to call the constructor? Simply we have to create an object, and if we create an object, that our constructor will call automatically. Now simple. Now I want to call the parameterized constructor. So how we will call the parameterized constructor? Now if I want to call this parameterized constructor, so how we will call that? Any idea? If it is wrong also, it is okay. Try to get there. We called the method before, no? Means parameterized method, how we will call, and how we will call the normal method and all. Same like that it have. This is the no argument constructor. How we will call that? Just simply we have to create an object, right? It will be called directly. But Now, if you want to call the parameterized constructor, which having the one parameter, so what it is saying, if you want to call this constructor, so what it is saying, you have to pass the one integer value. Okay, you have to pass one integer value means we have to pass the argument. If you pass the argument, this constructor will call. Suppose I am writing here 10. Right? Sorry, 10 I am writing this time. Now, which constructor will call? What will be the output? What will be the output we will get?
Parameter
Parameterized constructor is simple. If I run this one, this time parameterized constructor. How it will work? Simply JVM will come here, and from where JVM is start executing? From the main method. JVM start execution always from the main method. You will see we have created the object, and inside the object we have add one integer parameter. So it will see, it will look for the constructor which having one integer parameter. So it will come here, it will see the constructor. It have any parameter, any integer parameter? So no, right? It will come here again, it will look for the another constructor. It will see here, is the constructor, it have any integer parameter or not? So yes, it have the integer parameter. So it will come here inside and it will print whatever we write here. Okay, whatever we things we have write there, it will be executed. This time simply we are printing system.out.println, and inside that we are printing parameterized constructor. So it will print parameterized constructor on the console. Now suppose I have created the another constructor, public test, and here I am creating string name comma character a. So how we will call this constructor now? Any idea how we will call this constructor? Easy only.
with the help of object by passing the arguments.
Yes, which argument we have to pass?
String and the character.
String and the character. Suppose if I pass here, first is a string and comma one character. If I pass there, which constructor, which what will be the output we will get? What will be the output we will get? See here, it will come here, right? It will come here JVM, and it will see we have created the object. So it will look for the constructor which having one string parameter and the character parameter. Right? It will come here. It will see first constructor. This is the constructor which having one string parameter and character parameter. So no, it does not having any parameter. Right? So it will come down. It will see constructor which having any string parameter and character parameter. So no, it having the integer parameter. So it will come down again and it will see the constructor which having the one is the string parameter and another one is the character parameter. So yes, this is the constructor, right? So it will come inside and it will print system.out.println, means it will print p on the console. Suppose if I run this one, it will print p on the console. So this is the parameterized constructor and no argument constructor. What is meant by no argument constructor? The constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor, and the constructor which having the number of parameter or the single parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. Now another thing is that suppose I have removed this one and I have added here void. So what will happen now? Now if I run this one, so can it will be called? Can it will be called now?
No comment.
No, right? If I run this one, so it will be no, not call.
Because
It will call when we write object dot text. Okay. So if I write like that, and if I run this one now, so can it will be called this time? Can it will be called?
yes,
Yes, right? If I run this one, see, this time it is calling. That is the no argument constructor. Why? If we write here the return type, so that this time it is not behaving like a constructor. It will behave like a normal method. If we have given the same name as a class name also, so still it is behave like a normal method because we have given here the return type. But if you are not giving here return type, so it is a constructor. Which type of constructor is this? It is the no argument constructor because it does not have any parameter. And how to call the constructor? Just we need to create an object. If we create an object, our constructor will call directly. And if we have any parameter in that, we have to pass argument while creating the object. So this is the no argument constructor and the parameter constructor. Another type of constructor we have, that is the default constructor. That is the default constructor or no argument constructor. They are saying. Okay. Who is created?
Sir,
Yes, yes. Yes, Nikita.
sir, I have a doubt.
Okay,
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
okay, tell me.
This is Sinu. In the previous, we created two constructors.
Yes,
In
yes.
the previous method, we created two constructors.
Hmm.
Is it possible to call the two constructors at a time in the single object?
In the single object, when we cannot able to call, we have to create the multiple object for that.
Okay.
Okay. So how to call, like, first
Okay.
inside the first one we have to
Okay.
pass the one argument. Inside the second object we can create another object. We have to pass there two argument. And if you want to call the no argument constructor also, so we have to create object and we don't have to pass argument. So all the three constructor also we can able to call.
So for every constructor, we need to create a single individual object.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Tanmay?
Yes.
Hi, so what is the difference between a default constructor and a no argument constructor?
I'm
Like
saying
how to define?
saying like that only. That is the default constructor and the no argument. Means seeing it is no, it is saying like that, no default constructor or no argument constructor. I am telling that only. See, default constructor is created by the compiler and the no argument constructor is created by the programmer. So why they have wrote here the no argument constructor, the default constructor or no argument constructor they have wrote here, no?
So
Why?
both are same, right? Almost.
No, they are not same. It is created by the compiler and this is created by the
Yeah, that's what.
programmer.
That's what.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
So here, see, when default constructor will call, so when the default constructor will created by the compiler, if programmer not create any constructor, not single also, that time compiler will automatically create a default constructor. Okay, that time default constructor will create. Who will create the default constructor? That is the compiler. And when it will create, when programmer not create any constructor, not single also, that time compiler will automatically create one constructor, that is the default constructor. How it will create? Internally it will create like that. Suppose I have not created any constructor, so what compiler will do internally, it will create a constructor like that as the public and test, and inside that it will call the super. We will see after that what is meant by super keyword and all. It will create a constructor like that, but we cannot able to see this one because compiler will create internally this one. If we are not creating any constructor, so compiler will internally create the constructor like that. Okay, and it does not having any parameter. So this is the no argument constructor. That's why it is here we have no argument constructor, that is the default constructor and the no argument constructor. And this constructor is only created by the compiler. And when it will create, when programmer not create any constructor, not single also, that time this constructor is created. That is called as the default constructor. Okay, and it does not having any parameter. That's why compiler is creating the no argument constructor internally. If we will not create any constructor, not the single also. Okay, and what is the use of this default constructor? So it is used to assign the default values to the variable. Okay, multiple times you saw that, like, if you are creating any variable, if you are not giving any values to that variable, so it will print you the, it will give you the one default value. Like if you are you suppose, see, we have a one variable, that is the int a. Suppose you are printing this one, that is the a, so what it will return, that is the 0. What is it will return the default value, no? Default value of integer is 0, default value of string is a null, like that, right? So it will print that all the things. Who will give, who is initializing this default value? That is the default constructor. Okay, default constructor is used to assign the default values to the variable. And when default constructor is created, when programmer is not create any constructor, not single also, that time compiler internally create the one constructor, that is called as the default constructor, and that constructor does not having any parameter. So compiler is creating the default means no argument constructor. Okay, so that's why we are saying, like we are seeing here, is the default constructor or the no argument constructor. Okay, and the default constructor is always created by the compiler. No argument is always created by the programmer. Also, for parameterized constructor is also created by the programmer. What is meant by no argument constructor? That is the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Constructor which having the number of parameter or the single parameter, that is called as the parameterized constructor. And if you are not creating any constructor, not single also, that time compiler will create constructor internally, that is called as the default constructor. And which type of constructor compiler is creating? That is the no argument constructor. Okay, these are the three types of constructor we have. And what is meant by constructor? Constructor is same like a method. Okay, constructor is same like a method which having the same name as a class name, and it does not having any return type. And how to call the constructor? If we create an object, that time our constructor will call automatically. Okay, so anyone have any issue till here? Anyone have any issue till here? Hello, anyone have any issue? If you have any issue, please tell me, I will explain you again, no worries. Okay, Sunil is saying no. Okay, so I'm considering as
Sir, sir,
okay. Tell me.
sir, I have a doubt on not this class, previous class, scanner class.
Okay, tell me.
Sir, I created a method above the main method in
Okay.
scanner class.
Hmm.
How could I call that method? When I
Means
calling with the object name, it's showing error.
means where you have created the scanner class object.
In the main method only, sir. I created the object in main method.
Okay.
So I want to call the method which is above the main method.
Can you send me the pic? I will see that, and I will tell you the answer. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anyone have any other issues?
Sir, what is super in that constructor test?
Super is a keyword that is the reference. It is like a reference variable which is refers to the parent class object. So we will see this what is meant by super and all after the inheritance. Okay. If I tell you now, no, so you will not able to understand means why, what is the parent class, what is the child class and all. So that's why I'm not telling that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So anyone have any another issues? Anyone have any other issues? Okay, so that's it for today, guys. And today's assignment is that you have to create a program on the no argument constructor as well as the parameterized constructor. Okay, and Hari will give the another assignments also. You have to complete that assignments, and you have to submit on the group. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can ping me or you can ping into the group. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. We will meet not tomorrow. We will meet on directly on the Monday. Okay, so happy weekend, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.